On the surface, everything looks fine. You show up, you get things done, you keep your life moving. From the outside, you seem capable, reliable, even strong. People might describe you as someone who has it together. But underneath that, something feels different. Not dramatic, not obvious, just a quiet heaviness that doesn't really go away. And because you're still functioning, it's easy to ignore, or minimize, or tell yourself it's just stress, just a phase, just tiredness. But sometimes it's something deeper. High-functioning depression doesn't always look like what people expect. It doesn't always stop you from working, or socializing, or handling responsibilities. In fact, you can be doing all of those things and still feel low, still feel disconnected, still feel like you're just getting through the day. One of the signs is that everything starts to feel like effort, even small things, getting out of bed, replying to messages, making simple decisions. You still do them, but they feel heavier than they should, like you're pushing through instead of moving naturally. And over time, that constant effort becomes exhausting. Another sign is a kind of emotional flatness. You're not necessarily overwhelmed with sadness. You're just not feeling much at all. Things that used to bring you joy don't hit the same way anymore. Moments that should feel exciting feel muted. You might laugh, you might smile, but it doesn't quite reach you in the same way. It feels like you're going through the motions. There's also a pattern of being hard on yourself. Your inner voice becomes more critical. You notice your mistakes more. You question your worth more. You feel like you should be doing better, even when you're already doing a lot. And because you're still functioning, you tell yourself you don't have a reason to feel this way, which only adds another layer. Guilt. You think, other people have it worse. I should be grateful. I shouldn't feel like this. So instead of acknowledging how you feel, you push it down. You keep going. And from the outside, nothing looks wrong. But inside, the pressure builds quietly. Another sign is disconnection. Not necessarily from people, but from yourself. You might struggle to know what you actually want, what you enjoy, what excites you. It all feels a bit distant, like you've lost touch with that part of you. You can still engage with others, still have conversations, still be present in a physical sense. But emotionally, there's a gap. And that gap can feel isolating, even when you're not alone. Sleep can also shift. Either you're constantly tired no matter how much you rest, or your mind doesn't switch off, and rest feels shallow. You wake up feeling like you never really recovered. And that tiredness isn't just physical, it's mental. Like your energy is being drained somewhere you can't quite see. There's also this tendency to stay busy, to fill your time. Not necessarily because you want to, but because slowing down feels uncomfortable. Because when things go quiet, the feeling underneath becomes more noticeable. So you keep moving, keep working, keep distracting yourself. And again, from the outside, it looks like productivity. But underneath, it can be avoidance. And maybe the most difficult part is this. Because you're still functioning, it doesn't always feel valid. It doesn't feel serious enough to talk about. You tell yourself you're fine, that you'll get through it, that it's not a big deal. But just because you can keep going doesn't mean everything is okay. And just because it's not visible doesn't mean it's not real. High-functioning depression is quiet. It doesn't always stop your life, but it changes how your life feels. It turns things that should feel natural into effort. It turns moments that should feel meaningful into something distant. And it slowly creates a gap between how you appear and how you actually feel. So if any of this feels familiar, it doesn't mean you're weak. And it doesn't mean you're broken. It means something inside you is asking to be acknowledged, not ignored, not pushed aside, just noticed. Because sometimes The most important step isn't fixing everything. It's simply recognizing that what you're feeling matters, even if the rest of your life looks completely fine.